Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about those freedom papers. That's right, financial freedom, so you can do what you want, when you want, how you want, where you want. Yes, and welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And I want to thank you once again for being here. And please share the videos. Now, let's get into this financial freedom, the freedom papers. We're going to start in reverse. We're going to go from what the wealthiest do and what you should do first before you do the debt. We're going to get you into the businesses first, ladies and gentlemen. Business interest is number one, as you're going to see on the chart. And then we're going to go to the computer right now. Okay, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. You can see we're on the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And once again, please hit that like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please become a member of the channel. You can do that by hitting the join button over here on the right-hand side. You receive special messages under the community tab and 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for you as a member. And on Wednesday night lives, only members can be in the chat room. Everybody else can watch. So once again, let's get into what your playbook should do to get your freedom papers. And you have to understand how to get those freedom papers and what it's going to take. We're going to talk about it. But first, I want to get you a little upset. Something to think about. Look at this. America's billionaires got 1.3 trillion richer during the pandemic. Not over their lifetime. 1.3 trillion during the pandemic, which 2020's pandemic and all of 2021. But this article is on March 24th. 6 Elon Musk, SpaceX, Elon Musk net worth jumped 642%. Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder why his jumped 642%, because I guarantee you your net worth didn't jump 642%. $1.3 trillion, ladies and gentlemen, while 76 million people lost their jobs. Somebody's going to have to start explaining how this is done. Well, it happens when you have a company, when you have businesses, when you have stock market, when you get subsidies. Any of you guys getting subsidies out there? You getting any of the taxpayers' money out there? In the millions? I don't think so. Now, let's move along. If that doesn't get you upset enough, then maybe this will. From June 23rd, the top 1% of Americans have 16 times more wealth than the bottom 50%. Are you paying attention to this screen right here? 16 times more than the bottom 50% combined of the 50%? Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. Wonder what they're doing different. And if that's not bad enough, I'm about to show you a chart that should get you livid. 1% of Americans control about 41 trillion in the first quarter of 2021, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you about this, but look at this. Look at this. Wealth across all U.S. households increased during the first quarter. 136 trillion. That looks nice on the surface. They have to put that in there. But then they let us know how dire this is. Let me show you guys this chart here. And then we're going to get into what you're going to do to join this party that is in the top 50%. I'm going to start down here. Look at this right here. That 50%, top 50% to the 90%, 37 trillion. 50% to 90%, not under 50%, but 50% to 90%. Then look, that's over a 40% span. Then look at this. 90% to 99% owns more than the 50 to 90, owns more than the bottom 50 combined. This is insane. 49 trillion. 37 trillion. 49 top 1%ers are 42 trillion all by themselves. Is this crazy? How does 1% have more than a category that has 10% worth of people and another category has 40% more than people? How do they have more than those each? 42 trillion for the top 1%. The top 90 to 99 has 47, so I'm a little off. But still, how are they that close? And then needless to say, 37 trillion. And as you know, the bottom 50%, 16 times more. That only means one thing. 3 times 16 is 48. 2 times 16 is 32. That means the bottom 50% has less than $3 trillion. That is a travesty. Meanwhile, the top 50% has $130 or $126 trillion worth of wealth. Do you see a problem here? Now, I'm going to go to the chart because this is what we're going to have to talk about here, because the net worth, we're going to show you on the right hand side is where you want to be. As you move up in your net worth, you start noticing a shift starts going from right to left. How are we going to get that shift to change? You guys already know the playbook, but you didn't realize it. Because if you've been here on the SSN Nation channel for all this time, then you know what it is. Everybody on podcasts, you can't see what I'm about to show you on the chart, but you can listen. Now, this is streams of income. We need 8 of them, ladies and gentlemen. If you can get 2 of them, that's good. If you can get 3 of them, earned income is number 1. That's what everybody generally starts at. You know, you work at a job, you're making money based on how many hours you work, and in return, you get a salary or a hourly wage. Everybody understands that. But we're trying to get you out of that earned income bracket, because otherwise you don't get your freedom papers. Because if you have to work for 30 years, 7 to 7, 7 p.m., 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., you don't have freedom, because now you're subject to what? Put it down in the comments. Everybody knows what time it is with this. You know good and well, if you work for somebody and you say, hey, I want to take off next week for a week, they're going to say, what? Sorry, we're not going to allow that. Or they may. But the point is, you have to ask. And then they can turn you down and say, I'm sorry, we can't allow that because we won't have enough people here, because so-and-so is going to be off that week. Or the other storyline, well, that's not how we do our vacations around here. We give the people of seniority first dibs on when they want to take vacations, and then we go down the list, and then you get kind of like leftovers depending on your ranking. There's all kind of different ways, but the point is, you're not free. You don't get your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, number 1, earned income, you got to get that out of the way. You got to figure out how to make revenue based on money coming in while you are not working for it, because that's the only way you're going to get your freedom papers. And that's this series is going to be about. This is going to be part 1, freedom papers. So now you know, get rid of that 9-to-5 job, because otherwise you have no freedom. Because like I said on the live stream the other night, let me know when you can book a one-way ticket. That's your freedom papers. One-way ticket anywhere in the world. And then sit back and say, you know what? I haven't booked a return. Now, if you go outside the country, most of the times they want to see a round trip. But nonetheless, let me know when you do that. you have your freedom, because therefore you don't have to return for work. Why? Because you already have other business interests bringing in revenue. Now, let's keep going. The profit income, because we want freedom papers here, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to have those freedom papers. Profit income is literally anything where you sell something that you paid less to buy or create in the first place. There are many ways to do this. You guys know we've had lots of people here. Miss Learn and Earn was one of them. Mr. Joshua Felder's another, who was on live streams in our chat rooms telling people the playbook before, where you could be shopping at Target, Walmart, anywhere, and putting the code in for the scan on the price. And then after that, you check and see how much it's selling for. Because remember, at Target, at Walmart, and all these other places, could be Dollar Tree for that matter, could be liquidation.com, and you get pallets full of stuff. You can sit there and find out how much it's selling for on Amazon, how much it's selling for on eBay, how much it's selling for on Facebook Marketplace. And there are gems there where you could actually pick something up right then and there, and you're at the store and going, oh, I can get this on clearance right now for $8. But wait, it's on Amazon for $40, on eBay, $40. Now, how many of those items can you get? You can make a quick killing, per 400% on your money in possibly 24 hours to 3 or 4 days. That's right. Profit income, something, and use platforms that you can make money while you're sleeping. Those are the platforms you want to use. All right. So profit income, that gets you away from what you need to do. But once again, that doesn't actually give you your freedom papers, but it does give you a part of the freedom papers, because once you leave that store, you can post up your items for sale and go to sleep. Go on about your business. And then when you sell it, then you have to ship it to the person. But again, you have partial freedom with number 2. That sets you up for a business. And you heard me. Everybody on podcast, everybody watching this, liquidation.com, where you can get pallets, for instance. All right. There's other companies as well. Now, interest income, of course, you earn interest means that you are getting your freedom papers in order. That's because interest can be earned while you sleep. You're not out here slaving away to earn this interest. You are slaving away potentially to make the money, and then you have to put it into the investment to earn the interest. But interest income is when you have money saved up and leave it to benefit from long-term interest. Now, we know banks don't give people any interest anymore. So what do? I suggest you search the channel for the Strong Block Node video. An investment that you can now do, well, now it's higher, probably around $6,200. That's going to get you roughly $1,500 to $1,600 per month. You get your money back in 4 months as long as Strong Node works. So 4 months risk is what this is. Interest, ladies and gentlemen. It's crypto, but that's a way you can get interest. Now, search the channel for the Strong Block videos. Second way you can do interest is with crypto again. You can go to Celsius Network. You can go to Nexo. You can go to BlockFi, Voyager. There's a bunch of places. Bitmart. It doesn't matter. The links are down below in the description to get any of those. And you can earn interest every day. At Celsius and Nexo, you earn interest every day on the crypto that you're holding at their platforms. That's interest income, making money while you sleep, making your money work for you. That is part of the Freedom Papers, Chapter 2. All right. Now, number 3 is residual income, which is similar to interest, but residual income is whereby you continue to get paid for doing something long after it is done. Now, that is a little different than the interest, because the interest is normally fixed. It doesn't really fluctuate too much, just like dividend income that you receive. It's generally saying, okay, we pay out $1 per year. Well, residual income is along the lines of royalty income. Once you do something, you continue to get paid over and over and over again. All right. Now, they give you some examples, like when you write a book. Well, The beauty of this is everybody should understand residual income now. Why? Because we have the internet. You can actually produce, I'll say it, a course. And once you produce the course, you can continue to sell it. All you have to do is post on social media, put it on Facebook Marketplace, for instance. You can put it on Amazon. You can and let it sit there and sell and sell and sell. You only had to post it up one time. And if you have it where it's online, where they can download the PDF or the documents or whatever they need all in one, the video, then you don't have to do anything. The person signs, goes in the back office, you're just collecting checks. That is what the gurus do. And that's how you get residual income. That's one way. There's several ways that you can do it, but I just use that as an example. Just like when you are doing real estate and you're using other platforms like Airbnb and VRBO or a property management company, you could be getting residual income from that, because once you set it up, now your calendar takes care of itself, because it's going to be blocked for everybody that's reserved. It's not blocked, but you might have to update your prices because prices change. But for the most part, you can go on about your business. People book it. You receive a check. You don't have much to do. That's residual income. That's how you get your freedom papers. All right. So I'm going down this list here so you can understand how and what you can do. I'll have a link down below for this article. Now, I already let the cat out the bag with this dividend income, because that has to do with investing, let's say, for instance, in stocks. Get your Robinhood and Webull free stocks down below, and then you invest in a dividend stock, such as S&Sam, HLX. It's over 10% annually return. You can also do other stocks, P as in Paul, S as in Sam, E, C as in Charles, 9% return year over year. ORC, also ORC as in Charles for everybody on podcast. Another one, 9% or more per year. Or you can do index funds if you want to be safe, because they do all a combination of stocks. All right. So some of you might be saying, hey, Eric, what are we talking about? Okay, here's what we're talking about. How about Vanguard Group? Go with these funds, VCR, for instance, right? VTSAX. I'm just giving you out some names. You guys can do your own research, and then you can look at their history. But history does not mean that's what's going to happen in the future. But some of them give out dividends. Versus also, like you can buy Apple. Apple gives out dividends, but they're not 9%. They're like 1%. Microsoft, but it's like 1%. There's a lot of companies that give out, but you can go with index funds as well if you want to be safe. And you'll still get a little dividend money, but it's not going to be a lot. But again, number 6, rental income. When I touched upon the Airbnb already, you have your freedom papers, because in number 5, which is the dividend income, you don't have to do anything. They're sending you either your dividends every month, like in the case of PSEC, or every 3 months, like in Apple, or like Wells Fargo, like an AT&T. So WFC, Wells Fargo, AT&T is just simply the letter T. Again, giving you guys some stuff, some information. You can go look it up yourself. All right. You're smart. Rental income. Here we go. I touched upon this. Again, commercial property, residential, flats, houses, condos, anything that you can rent out. You have money coming in, and you can do it monthly if you own a house, like they're saying, or you can do short term, like if somebody's a nurse and they're traveling in and out,
A lawyer has to come to town, these things like that. That's short term. Or you can do the other short term, vacation rentals, which is why we've been talking about here all year long. Get your assets with pre-construction, because there's no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. And that's the motto around here. Everybody has to get in, because no qualifying means exactly that. But you're going to need your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to need revenues coming in while you sleep. That's what you're going to need. And this right here, rental income, helps you do that on all forms for the rest of your life potentially. All right? Capital gains. This is another one where you own assets that increase in value. Like most people own homes. But see, a home is a liability, but you own it, but over time it goes up. Now, I want to point something out to people who, for whatever reason, they have brainwashed you to believe a home is valuable. Keep this in mind. I'm not going to go to the chart right now, but all I'm going to say is if you have a 4% note, 30%, 4% interest on your loan, you buy a house for $300,000. At the end of 30 years, everybody in my neighborhood starts talking about my house is doubled. And I'm like, you do realize you've been paying for this thing for 30 years at 4%. You have paid nearly the exact same amount in interest. Your house has doubled exactly. You paid like $550,000. So you paid for that. And not only did you pay for that, when that air conditioning unit went out and needs service every year or every other year, you're paying for that too, but you don't count it. When you're sitting there and the dishwasher goes out and the refrigerator goes out and the heating and furnace goes out and needs servicing, you don't count that. When you got to do something with your shingles, the roof, you're not counting that repair or replacement. When you say, hey, I want to build an extra deck on the back or add a pool, you don't count none of that either. That's all expenses. So you best believe my house better be double after 30 years. I paid for the double. But then everybody goes, I made $300,000. No, you did not. So there's a difference between capital gains. So a lot of people think because they bought this house, they doubled their money, or allegedly, then they have capital gains. That's not the ones we're talking about. All right? What we're talking about is capital gains because we have assets that pay us and our buildings go up in value. Our businesses go up in value. Then we can sell those businesses and now we have capital gains. Just like stocks, they go up in value while we're sleeping. Now we have to pay capital gains. All right? That is another way to get your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Now, number 8. This one's hard to get, but royalty income is along with residential, like I said before. And royalty income is, for instance, if you're in music, and you could also, if you write books or products or services, you can always get royalties. So you might have seen on the upcoming Shark Tanks, or might have seen previous Shark Tanks, you might have seen how Mr. Wonderful he likes to try and get these little royalties, these little pay me when each one is sold kind of thing. That's what I call royalty income as well. So you can always make money while you're sleeping. And if it's item sells, I get paid. Item sells, I get paid. I like that. So sell a book, you get royalties because royalties come in different forms. It could sell on Amazon. It could be in Barnes and Noble. It could be on a whole bunch of other platforms selling, and you receive a certain percentage of it all the time. That is royalty income as well. All right, so that's 8 income streams. This gets you your freedom papers. So now you understand what you can do. Everybody can do this. The internet's free. It's wide open for everybody. This is why a lot of people are being able to get their freedom papers. But what generally happens when somebody starts making money, they start getting more expenses. You make an extra 10,000, all of a sudden you got to go buy some stuff. All right? You don't want to do that either. That's how you get your freedom papers. When you have revenues coming in, you want to make your debt low as possible so you're never having to pay that debt, which is doing you no good. All right? So that's part of the freedom papers. Now, let's go to the final. This is the chart. We're going to end this shortly, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you still for being here. And again, here is the chart that you have to pay attention to. This is not rocket science. This is only a playbook on what you should start working towards, no matter what your age is. Age doesn't define this at all. If you know that people in this net worth category, the bulk of their assets is some cash, a house that's a liability, a vehicle, which is liability, and then they have a pension or a retirement fund, 401k, where you're handing your money over to somebody else to manage. And that has not worked out well for everybody, because some companies, ask Sears employees, ask car manufacturer employees who thought they had a pension, firefighters, teachers who thought they had a pension, and now they don't. So you don't want to be handing your money over. You don't want to be nowhere down here. So you see, the biggest chunk are these three things, and none of these is going to help you out in the long run. So now you have to come over here on the right-hand side and get with this business interest down here. Get your real estate that pays us. Business interest where we get profits. Notice how you start moving up the net worth tier as you start building these at the bottom out. And they start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Your net worth grows. And when they say business interest, it's not just one business. It's several, 8 streams of income. You can stay with residual income, but get 3 businesses that give you residual income. You follow what I'm saying? Either way, business interest over everything else. And that's why SSN Lifestyle, we're going to have Ring of Fire, where companies come to us and pitch us, and you could invest in them for the long run. Business interest, ladies and gentlemen, could be coming in. And business interest isn't money in this case. It's business interest, as in there are several businesses. Why do you think you have billionaires, multi-millionaires sitting in chairs on Shark Tank? What better way than to have companies come in and offer you products and services? You get to look under the hood and see if you want to invest in it. And then you can invest in it or not and increase your business interest by investing. Sure, it's a risk. But as you can see on the chart here, the more business interest and real estate you have, the more net worth you're going to have. So this playbook gives you your freedom papers. This is part 1 that we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have another part 2, because I'm going to talk about freedom papers for everybody. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's what we do here at Stop Struggling Now. And that's why SSN Lifestyle's coming out. And if you don't know about that, I suggest you use the link down below and go check it out, because we're in pre-launch. It's not fully formed yet, but during pre-launch, you get to get in and you can sign up other people. And we're trying to get you that residual income, royalty income, while you're sleeping income coming in. That's right. That's a component, because we have the internet these days where you can have any link. Some of you are signed up with Robinhood and Webull. You can share your link with people around the internet and have people sign up, and then you receive free shares of stock. Referral marketing. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Part 1 of the Freedom Papers. Thank you so much again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I had to come up with the Freedom Papers. Because thanks to Vanessa Comagate, she's the one that came up with this term on the Friday night live stream when we were talking, and she goes, man, that sounds like freedom papers. I'm like, I'm going to use that. I'm running with that. The freedom papers. So that's what I'm going with. Courtesy of her, I'm taking it and I'm running with it. So I want to thank her for mentioning freedom papers. And so this is all what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. Now that you know the first part of the playbook, now you just have to, do it. Earn it. Go for it. You're creating your future right now. Ready, set, go. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.